everyone, welcome to your podcast, The School of Greatness. Today we have some very special guests.
We have the educators here Janet Burrola, Adriana Navarro, Perla Viera, welcome. It is a pleasure that you are here with us and that you have had time to join us.
Thank you for inviting us. It's a pleasure to be on your podcast this moment.
Well, but tell us about how your career has been in this beautiful profession such as teaching.
Well, look, from the beginning, I had no idea that I wanted to be a teacher. However, at one point I realized that is my vocation. I have always liked children and I am very, very happy with my work.
Had you thought about choosing another career before deciding on the one you practice today?
Yes, I had. I had together both about in the facts and I was studying another career that had nothing to do with studying, which made me realize my vocation. It's a summertime very fun. It's sincerely the same facts that are very party and I say down to talking with the children and I was how loving teaching children.
How curious that such a simple fact helps you know you really wanted, and that if you had not been to the party or you had not sat with that child, you would not be here at this moment.
Yes, as everything is aligned so that things happen, but I think that it is not only to live it to change and things happen, but also once we know that what we really want, we must strive and always try to give what is best. In my case, I always knew that I want to be a teacher since my mother is also a teacher and that encouraged me for more since I knew a little about work.
Exactly. Everyone has their own story of you they what to where they are this moment. But tell us had you imagined that being a teacher was the way you have life I?
No, I hadn't. I have never imagined it like this. It is very different in many states. The role of education today and the ways of working are very different from those I imagined or remember before starting my studies to be a teacher.
Yes, I had. I had together about this and the effect that children can have in you. And how incredible it is to this world with teams and a different what is I had imagined.
Me too. I have visualized it this way. It is incredible, and I could not have choose a better vocation than teaching, in which you have the opportunity to leave a mark on each child that comes into your life, and for them to leave and it marks to me too. Also, I agree that the ways of working are different from what I talked before.
Now moving on to not so good things. I have also heard and seen that there are many complications sometimes in many aspects. Had you thought about that when you decide to choose that this profession?
Yes, I had. I have thought about it, but I tried to focus on the positive. And when the time came to face difficult situations, I focused on what I could to do, improve it. Always with a positive attitude and thinking that with effort and work there were things that could be better, with which you could leave a mark and better conditions for future generations.
Well, notice that no, I had not thought about it. There are many things that have take me by surprise that I have even made me want to leave everything and dedicate myself to something else. But in the end, I try to see them as apprentices.
No, I hadn't never affect until with the last happened. When I first entered the university, they always sold more, but there is positive things. But over time, you will realize yourself that things are not so good. But as my parents say, the best thing is to was that is happening in a relationship and to continue serving to always have the best to the children.
Wow, it's impressive everything they tell us. And how though their example they show us that when you really like what you do and you do it with passion, you can achieve incredible things. And plus, in the case of their profession, everything is always thinking of others, work in with little people who can become great people thanks to their example and unconditional support.
Definitely, teaching is a profession of much love. I still remember many of my teachers with much affection, and I must be incredible that they remember you are a positive way and that even when they grow up and you meet them in the street, they greet you with much joy.
Speaking of that, we would like to know, had you ever thought that you could become an inspiration to so many people thought you work?
No, I hadn't. I hadn't thought about it. Although in a way it was always one of my goals to do my job well so that I could help and inspire others.
No, it had not crossed my mind, but I had seen the example of many teachers I had and how they market my life and other people's lives. And deep down, I always want to be able to impact others as they did with me.
I had done with I hadn't done with, but it's a very incredible things. And I have an experience on how hard I have in common. In different changing, Chris has been one of the best decisions and I have made in my life.
It is incredible to be able to know a little of your experience as a teacher. So could you share with us some advice about your work? For this we are starting this profession and thus you have been in it for a long time. We know and also for those who are undecided about what to study.
Well, what I will advise them is that they should be sure of what they want to study. And when they know it, stick to it. In any career, there will be difficult tests, but they are not impossible. Besides, if they really like it, it will be like a job that they get angry about. Maybe at the beginning, they see it as heavy, but later, with practice, it will be lighter.
The thought of you how are new to teacher. I can tell that you is a very beautiful career and I have seen since when I was in the school who meant the teacher the people in the work. And you can say that with a lot of dedication you can head as free as you want to go.
It is also important to say that you have a great responsible. as future teachers. You will be of great value for the lives of many children. Take the time to listen to what they have to say and appreciate all those moments of practice with each of your students. They leave you with wonderful experience. Now, I have a question for you. Had you imagined that this interview will be like?
Yes, I had imagined it. The truth is that I already knew a little about their trajectory and I was really impressed with everything they have done. But the truth is that the interview exceeded my expectations. Definitely, and not only for those who want to be teachers, but for everyone in general, they motivate us to do wherever we like with passion and enthusiasm. It is an honor to be honored by people like you on our podcast.
Thank you very much for your words and for inviting us to join you.
Yes, we are very grateful, and I had an incredible time talking with you.
We love the invitation and we hope we have been able to inspire many with our testimonies.
Thank you very much for being with us. We hope to have you here again soon. And with friends, that's all for today. We hope you like as much as we did this edition of our podcast. The School of Greatness. See you in the next one with new ways and more stories for you.
Thank you. Bye bye.